All right, guys. So I just watched this video. I haven't had any time to really formulate any deep impressions or deep thoughts on it as far as like what I want to talk about in this particular video. So I'm basically going to be playing it by ear. Um, but I saw it's about a 2 minute video of a wedding from a single mom, and it pretty much just kind of sums up everything that a single mom wants. And I'm a little torn on this for several reasons, which I'll get into. Um, but I'm gonna let it play, let you guys be the judge, and we can all just kind of like consider this scenario. So here's a single mom speaking at her wedding about her new husband. Let's watch.
Before I met Vu, I was very lost. I was at a very hard place in my life. I was a single mum. I didn't know where my future would take me. I didn't know myself. I told him that I wasn't ready. And he waited for 6 long months. He stuck by me every day and held me when I cried and told me that it would be better. And with every day that we spent together, it was. My life changed the day that I met Vu. I just didn't know it yet. 6 months later, I thought I was going to lose him. He nearly gave up the fight. I knew then just how much I loved him. From the beginning, we took it slow because I had a little girl that meant more than anything to me. I could never ask for a better male role model to my daughter Bailey.
Okay, that's about a 2 minute video. There's so much to break down in this if you know what to look for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it again, and I'm going to stop it at various points, and I'm going to talk about it.
Before I met Vu, I was very lost.
Okay, clearly, yeah, you're a single mom. uh, yeah, you're lost. That's how you got there in the first place. That's how you got to be a single mom in the first place. You were riding the cock carousel. This is what girls do. They ride the cock carousel, and then they feel lost because women are emotionally attached to men. So when you're out having sex, or excuse me, women are emotionally attached to sex. So when you're out having random sex with random guys, your emotions get frayed. Female emotions get frayed when they go out and sleep with random men. So yes, you it stands to reason that you felt lost. I also want you to pay attention to this guy's facial expressions while she's talking. He kind of reminds me of a little kid here listening to his mother. I'm trying not to be too harsh. I'm trying to be fair as well. I don't want to read into something that's not there, but it's pretty obvious to pick this stuff up. So pay attention to his facial expressions as she talks as well.
I was at a very hard place in my life. I was a single mum. I didn't know where my future would take me. I didn't know myself. I told him that I wasn't ready.
She probably really still doesn't know herself. Just from the whole speech here. Now, the way the video is juxtaposed is very emotional, and so it's really meant to tear on your emotion strings. But there's an underlying cautionary message here as well. This is settling, is what I think, in my opinion. I think she's settling for a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. And this is just quintessential what women do when they get pregnant after they ride the cock carousel. They need to settle down for a steady, docile man. Beta, probably. You could say this guy's beta, whatever. He's a nice guy, right? I'm not going to say he's not a good man. Nice guy, good man, pretty close to the same thing. Not necessarily quite the same thing. You can be a nice guy, good man, and you can be a strong alpha guy, good man. But the difference is that I don't think a strong alpha guy would settle down with a single mom, right? So he's a nice guy, good man, right? Nice guys are the ones who allow themselves to get walked on. Nice guys are the ones who lower their standards. She's clearly better looking than him. She's very pretty. He's not, that. He's kind of got a round, chubby face. I don't think this guy's pulling in girls. She could get a lot of different guys because she's actually traditionally pretty. She could be a model. She could probably get a lot of different guys, which is probably why she was so lost, because the prettier and better looking the girl is, the more she's going to have a propensity to go run around with a lot of different kind of guys, because she's going to have a lot of different kind of guys hitting her up. It stands to reason. It's common sense, right? And naturally, she's going to get pregnant. So now she, after she feels lost. So if you listen to this whole story and kind of put it all together, so she felt lost. She met him. She needed time because she wasn't sure, because she really is not that attracted to him. Probably he's very nice. She's used to chasing bad boys. She's used to chasing strong alpha guys, and having a lot of amazing sex with these guys. This guy's soft and gentle. That's nice. Like I'm sure he's going to make a good role model, like she says. That's nice, but that's not her. He's not her first choice. He's not what she wanted in the beginning, right? He is her settling choice, and she goes on to explain why. That's essentially what this is. And everybody in the room who's crying is really kind of too stupid to get it, because they're not red pilled, right? So it's all emotional, and it sounds like this great story, but when you really think about it, she went out and she had her fun, and then she settled for this guy. So she wasn't saving herself for him. She wasn't pure when she met him. She settled for him, and he got a girl who was pretty on discount. Do they love each other? Maybe, but I think her kind of love is different than his kind of love. His kind of love, he puts her on a pedestal. You can tell he prizes her. All the other guys that she was chasing didn't prize her. They just wanted some pussy, right? They got it, and then they hurt her, right? And this is the old age-old story of women riding the cock carousel. And so the way she prizes him is not the same way he prizes her. He prizes her out of scarcity. She prizes him out of necessity. He can't get anyone better than her, so he has to be this great, good guy who's going to be a great role model, like she says, and he's doing his duty. And you can see it on his face. He's like, yep, I'm ready to do my duty, even though it's not your kid, right? Who knows the dynamic that's going to happen if they do have a kid? She might not even give this guy a kid. Alpha fucks, beta bucks, alpha seed, beta need, right? She might not even want to have a kid with this guy, right? Women are like that, man. I'm telling you. She might have a kid with him, but only on the premise that he is a strong, steady father. I don't know if I say strong, but he is a steady, good man, right? He is going to do his duty, and she is going to rely on him out of necessity. He likes her out of scarcity. You could just tell. All right, let's keep going.
And he waited for 6 long months.
So he waited in her friend zone for 6
He
months,
stuck by me every day
hoping that she would love him,
and held me when I cried
being
and told me that it would be better.
being her emotional tampon, right? Waiting in the wings, waiting for her to choose him, maybe, right? So what does that exhibit? That's kind of a beta guy, right? Hey, if you don't want to be with me, then, or if you want to be with me, I would think that you're going to want to be with me. But the fact that we hear these stories where girls are like, oh, I wasn't sure if I wanted him and I pushed him away and he waited because he really loved me. And it sounds like really romantic. But when you think about it, it's like, well, if you really wanted that guy, why did you push him away? You were looking for somebody better, or you just weren't sure because he was too much of a nice guy and you weren't attracted to that. But the fact that he was a good man, as far as, I'm sure he makes good money. He's obviously a sacrificial type of guy, right? And she realized, hey, you know what? My child needs a good man. I could never find anybody who would stick around. This guy's stuck around. I'm not that attracted to him, but hey, he's stuck around. And this is kind of what she probably thought about during those 6 months. And then she kind of came to that conclusion was, I'm probably not going to get a better guy than this. He's a great guy. I should just settle down with him. That sounds nice, but it's not really romance. It's not romantic. It's not about attraction. It's about necessity, right?
And with every day that we spent together,
Look at his face.
my life changed the day that I met Boo.
Look at his face.
I just didn't know it yet.
Look at his facial expressions.
6 months later, I thought I was going to lose him.
He's emotional just like her.
He nearly gave up the fight.
She's like, I didn't realize I needed him. Like, because it's out of necessity. You settled.
I knew then just how much I loved him. From the beginning, we took it slow, because I had a little girl that meant more than anything to me.
Look at his face. Look at the way.
I could never ask for a better male role model.
There you go. There it is. That's it right there. She just said why. She just said why. I had a little girl. I could never ask for a better role model. And he's sitting there just dumb, nodding his head like a little lapdog. Yep, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to go back and play that again. Look at his face. It's so funny.
I could never ask for a better male role model to my daughter Bailey.
There you go. And everybody's clapping because he's doing his duty, right? Oh, it's so dutiful. It's so dutiful. Like, he stood up. He was the man that she needed. No, he's the replacement dad because she went out and slept around.
He nearly gave up the fight. I knew then just how much I loved him.
Yeah, he didn't give up like the other guys. He kept after you. And that's because he probably didn't have anybody better. He probably didn't have any other options. Right? And then she probably figured that, but also she's like, well, this guy really does love me, and the other guys don't really love me, and he's a really good role model. The other guys aren't really good role models. So she weighed her options and she was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll let this guy love me. And so many women do this. And I think she does love him, but she loves him out of a different place than the way she loved the other guy. She's not passionate about this guy. She's not romantic about this guy. It's cute and it's nice and it's, topical, shallow kind of thing. And I'm sure he will be a good dad. I'm sure he will be a good role model, right? He's probably a very kind person, a very soft, gentle, sensitive guy, But if you look at his facial expressions, he's not masculine. He doesn't have a strong presence. He's very little boyish. He's kind of like taking her cue, and you can tell that she's kind of leading the relationship. And so many relationships are like this. It's kind of sad in a way.
From the beginning, we took it slow, because I had a little girl that meant more than anything to me.
What does that even mean? We took it slow because I had a little girl that meant it more. So what it means is that so when she says that, it's funny how people tell on themselves. Before, she would go fast with guys, but now that she has a little girl, things have changed. And I wouldn't even say that's fully it either. He is beta and she knows he's beta. So she puts the beta guys in the friend zone and decides if she wants to be with them long term. Whereas the alpha guy, she's going to let him in to her pants day one. She's going to let him into her pants right away. This is what women do. When it comes to the alpha guy, she's going to sleep with him right away. When it comes to the beta guy who wants to love her and he's all nice to her, she's going to zone him out. She's going to put him in the friend zone and probably just not, you know, he's just an orbiter, and it depends on where she's at in her life. If she's still going to go chase Chad, she doesn't really want anything to do with the beta guys. She might use them as an emotional tampon. She might be friends with them. She might friend zone them. This is kind of the cruelty of women, and it's really has to do with their ego and their narcissism, right? But because he got lucky because of the time of her life, the timing of her life, and she was a single mom. There's so many single moms out there. I think it's 40%. I read somewhere that it was 40% of single women are single moms now. 40%. That's insane. Okay. So single mom, put him in the friend zone. He waited because he has nothing better, right? And then she's framing it like, I just wasn't ready because you didn't want to settle down with a beta guy until maybe your friends talk you into it, or maybe you really thought about it and thought, well, he's got a good job, he's gonna raise my kid. I gotta settle for somebody because the quality strong men, they don't want a single mom. Yeah, I'm pretty, but that doesn't get me that far in a real relationship. And she probably doesn't have much else to offer. Women don't ever work on themselves. They don't work on their character or their personality. They co-spy on their looks, and they use their looks as currency for everything in life. So what else does she have to offer? She's pretty, and that's it. And she's got a kid. She's got baggage, right? And she's probably getting on in her age. She's probably 30 here, maybe even older, maybe 31 or 32. She doesn't look older than 32, but that's in women years, that's pretty old for a woman. She's about to hit the wall.
I could never ask for a better male role model.
See her eyes?
To my daughter Bailey.
She's leaning on him for responsibility. She's choosing him for security and responsibility. And she knows she can get a better guy as far as masculinity is concerned. She knows she can get a better guy as far as strength and alpha is concerned, but he's a good guy, and that is very attractive to a woman who's 31, 32 and has a kid and has been through the cock carousel. A guy who's a guy who is beta, a guy who is not very alpha. He's pliable. He's amiable. He takes her cues. He puts her on a pedestal. That's pretty attractive. That is a kind of a catch for her. So it's not about I'm so in love with this guy. It's about he offers all these good things for me, and I've decided to settle with this guy because I want a good life for my daughter. I want a guy who's going to be there for me. I want a guy who is going to be reliable, et cetera, et cetera. The problem with this type of relationship is that the passion isn't there, right? The problem with this type of relationship is she doesn't love him deeply. Her heart doesn't go pound, pound, pound around him, but she has a sweet, soft kind of love for her. I wouldn't say sweet, soft. Let me think. She has an appreciative kind of love for her. She appreciates the fact that he is there. She values what he brings to the table. Okay, so this is hypergamy in its own way. It's settling though. She's settling, right? Alpha fucks, beta bucks, alpha seed, beta need. This is just quintessential that, and they make it so. The reason why I'm a little torn on this, I mean, they make it so emotional and like, oh, he's such a great guy. He's so reliable. Woo woo woo. But you got to read between the lines. He's not her first choice. He's not even probably her 10th choice, right? She's probably been through 40 or 50 guys. we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's been through 10 or 20 guys. I doubt it, but we'll say 20. Okay. He's not even her 20th choice. She chose 20 other guys before she met him, and they all cheated. They all were scumbags, or didn't work out, or this, that, da 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 da. And finally, she said, and she got pregnant at some point, and finally she said, "Fuck it. I am done. I need somebody for real, so I'm going to go get this discount guy because he's going to put me on a pedestal. I'm no longer going to go look for my equal. I'm no longer going to go look for someone who's passionately attracted to me as I'm passionately attracted to them. I'm no longer going to go look for somebody who is sexually attracted to me like I am sexually attracted to them. I am going to look for the guy who I know damn well is going to put me on a pedestal, who's never going to leave, who's never going to have any problems, who's a really amiable, good guy, and I'm going to settle for him. And I'm going to marry him, and he's going to help me raise my daughter, and I'm going to have a good life because he's got a decent money, and he gives me the nice lifestyle that I need." That's what this is. That's what that is. Do these people love each other? I think so, but I don't think it's the same kind of love. Again, his love for her is a kind of pedestalizing love. Her love for him is a kind of security, out of necessity, settling type of love. He can't get anyone as pretty as her. She can't get anyone as reliable and consistent as him. And that's pretty much that. Appreciate you guys listening. Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.